guys, so welcome back to the BLT channel. As you read by the title, you already know that I'm going to be talking about Manner of Death. Before I start, just want to say that Chosen for Pleasure is out. I don't know when this video will go live, but I don't know if you guys saw chapter 1 or chapter 2, but whatever chapter that is out right now, make sure to check it out. And the links will be in the description. Another thing on Wattpad, I already have a different book that is completely done, which is called Why Can't He Be Mine? And that was my first project. I think that you should check it out if you're into that stuff, of course. Now, next things next is my IG, which is BLT1. If you want memes and stuff like that, make sure to check it out. Okay, so this might sound a bit weird, but this is in my notes, and I'm gonna say, Manner of Death is more than the BL. And a lot of BL fans say this for shows that I cannot agree personally, but for this one, I feel like I don't care what type of BL fan you are, and I previously talked about types of BL fans. You know, I don't care about that right now. I feel like we all collectively can say that this is definitely more than a BL, because it goes deeper than that, and it's not always about the kissing scenes. So yeah, it definitely shows true love, fake love, good relationships and bad ones, and the real deal in this BL is the truth not having its way out because of influential people and people that have power. Now, I want to talk about how the story of Tan and Bun really is unique one. I feel like it's really inspiring, and I feel like this really shows that BL can be more than what we see right now. What we see right now, the school type of BL, is just the surface of it, but what is out there and what can be done and shown to us, it's a completely different thing. And Manner of Death, I think it's a great way to show that to us. Let's start with Tan. So Tan, I know this is gonna sound weird too, but is that one emotionally unavailable guy. And why? Because he was abandoned in the past, as we all know. He is left only with his brother and stepbro, who doesn't like him at all. I find him being really brave because he's still willing to take care of Bun, you know? And I understand why he didn't want to make things official. I was kind of expecting for both of them to kind of be like, okay, so what are we? You know, that type of thing. But it didn't happen until the end, which I'm not mad about, to be really honest with you, because I understand both of their roles, and both of them are, I don't know, they just kind of have this specific type of thing that happened to them with the whole deaths, and I don't feel like there was enough time for them to be like, okay, so what are we, you know, that whole stage. And it happened at the end, and it was beautiful, honestly. I feel like Tan really made sure to nurture the relationship, even though he hid stuff from Bun. You know, it wasn't always all the best. However, when things got serious, he knew what he was doing, basically. Also, side note, I love that there wasn't kind of like panicking with the fact that like they're both male, so it's like, oh, why do I like him, why do I feel this kind of way for him? Because if you really think about it, the roles that they're playing in Manner of Death is just like grown-ups. It's not like, you know, like this school type of BL where they're like 20 and I don't know, 18 and 22, you know, those types of age when it's kind of normal to feel lost. You know, like these people in Manner of Death are, I suppose, like 30-ish, and plus the location of the whole BL and of the whole show, it's a small town, which made me kind of think like, oh, are they gonna get bullied? Are they gonna get, you know, even more hated? Like they want to get the truth out, but you know, they are the way that they are, and you know, just it kind of made me think about that. but that did not happen, which made me just kind of appreciate the BL even more, that they showed that not all small towns and places like that are rude and don't accept things like that. It was great to see it. Okay, so moving on to Bun. He wants the justice no matter what, and I love that. And honestly, that's so brave, and especially to the point where he was arguing with the police to have these kinds of people in real life too, because it's just inspiring to see how he really went through hell just to get the justice. But it's also sad, like, that we live in such place where, in such time where it's like everything is full of lies and stories that are made up. I hope that you can read through the lines and see what I'm talking about, but I'm sure that not every medical professional will sacrifice his safety and life for justice of a crime. But Bond really did it. It kind of shows us that he really loves his job. He wants to do great in his field. Now, as for his relationship with Tan, he was all flirty, which I found funny, since he was like, "Oh, I'm flirting with him, but I'm not." It was fun. You know that scene when Bun found out that Tan had a gun? He started to feel a bit scared because, you know, he thought that he killed Jane, but we all know that Tan is not the person who killed Jane. But around that time, I feel like things really started to get like deep with them, because they grew up emotionally. Now they also had to work some things out. And now let's talk about the commander, I think, and the people who actually did the crime. It's funny how people think that they can get away with everything if they be in their power and choose to use it over people with lower positions. And just because they are at the top of the pyramid, it doesn't mean that there's no law and rules for them. And I'm glad that they got caught, but they should have went to jail. And I'm not sure who went to jail. I'm going to try to find some photos of like the three of them, because I'm not sure who went to jail, because one of them escaped, and I'm not sure one of them escaped. Yeah, I don't think he can escape from going to hell though, so that's for sure. Moving on to Rong. Yeah, gosh, with these names, you guys know I can't spell Thai names at all. I think she is the definition of evil. She is definitely a manipulator, and these kinds of people appear to be nice, you know, pushy, very much in your face. You know, they will use anyone and anything to get where they want to be. They don't care if whatever they want to do, they'll get it no matter what. And when Jane asked in this one scene, "Have to do this," her sister said, "I have no choice. Those officials want you." And that is a basic example of gaslighting and manipulation. She admitted also that she used to sell her body, but guess what? She doesn't want to do it right now, so she is forcing her sister to do it. She is making her question her own way of life and values and morals, and just like her core being, which is really deep also. And for what? For money. Yeah. I just want to ask, how is that money going to make her happy when she's going to be all alone till the day she dies? How is that cash going to heal her heart from all the sins and awful things that she has done? Like, no matter what things she can buy, or what type of cash she has, or how much she has of it, the things she has done will never come back, and she will always be the one who did it, no matter what. Also, she admitted that she was jealous of her sister being with her ex, and she could have excused herself, like take a break, heal her heart, and come back. But she chose not to do that, of course.
So this brings up the discussion of why would Jane date her sister's ex, and why would Puid be okay with dating his ex-sister? Like, I kind of have a little theory that Jane already knew that her sister wasn't an angel or something else happened before her selling her body to those men, and that made her mad at Rung, which made her date Puid just to revenge on her. But since the time frame of the BL doesn't go that back, I can't really prove this theory. And I know that we saw a lot of scenes where Jane proved that she loves Rung very much, but this show is so unpredictable that I wouldn't be surprised if I somehow turn out to be right. Another theory that I have is that Puid only dated Rung so he could get closer to Jane, since we all know that he was a playboy. Rung fell in love with him, but it was of course one-sided love, and when Puid got close to Jane, he broke up with Rung. I still find this weird of how the three of them would be okay with this. This is not Rung's fault. For once, she is not the evil witch. It's either Jane or Puid that got something going on, because I know for sure that I am not dating my sister's ex and she is not dating my ex. Just saying.
Okay, so moving on to Jane. Jane is very naive, and I don't like that. I don't feel like she's an evil person, but she is so naive, and it's too much for her own good. When she died, she was like 31, I think. Like, you are a grown adult. Like, it's kind of weird for a grown adult to be that naive, but I don't know, maybe that's how I feel. And I feel like that's what got her in trouble. She could have maybe a tiny little problem with self-esteem, because she did not stand up for herself at all. She stood up for herself when it was too late, and when, you know, even if she exposed the people who have done such things to her, she would have died. You know, it doesn't matter if she does it or not. They're going to kill her, and they just gonna make something up to make her like crazy. She did not stand up for herself when her sister wanted to do things also, which is very weird. Like, what? And if she wanted to protect herself, she could have said no from the beginning. I'm assuming that these people would want to kidnap her, but she could have moved places for a little bit. But I cannot excuse her from being at fault, because you, sis, are a grown adult who was 31 years old. So I suppose you can tell what's right than wrong. So why did you sell your body in the first place? Let's move on to Puid. This man he's not grown up. He's actually very close to the spectrum of manipulation with Rung, but they were actually very similar to the point where they couldn't stand each other. So I don't know, maybe that's why they broke up, but we don't see much scenes from them being in a relationship. Like, she just said it, so, you know, we don't know much about it. He would also do anything for the money, but again, money cannot bring Jane back. And what really made me hate him is when Jane got pregnant and had to go to the clinic, and when he got there, he just said sorry. Like, that's all he said. He did not say a single word more than sorry. Like, what? I just don't understand it. I'm going to briefly talk about Nam now, because she got herself in deep trouble. But unlike Jane, she is underage, so she is not an adult like Jane. So I could understand that it would be easier to set her up for a trap and for her to actually fall for it. What I don't understand is, where are her parents? There isn't a single scene where her parents are shown, or they ask and worry about her. The only person who was worried was Sorn, And this is a great example of a good friendship. He also went through hell to find Nam, just like Bun went through hell to find out, who killed Jane.
Next, we're going to talk about Sorn. And this boy is loyal to his friend. I loved his role. It was well played out, and honestly, I'm so happy that him and Tad got it going on. And I love how Tan was teasing them, cause he knows that they're shy, you know what I mean? So it was like Bun and Tan were their parents, to be honest. Inspector M, I think that at the beginning I really hated him, but I did gain respect when he showed that he loved his job too and he wanted the truth to come out. It's funny to me how they were rivals first with Bun because they were so caught up in the case. Like, it was tense. It was too much. But then they ended up working together, and I feel like kind of can mess up at times, and it is important to own up to it and do better in the future, and he really did. Now, I also wanted to talk about the nurse who appeared in the show, and I think is again a example about people loving their work. She felt like not all women want to keep the child because there are cases like Jane, and I'm sad that she had to go to jail for it, I think. So yeah, I like that case too. She loved her job. Yeah. About Poor, I think it's also very amazing to see how he hated Tan but ended up fixing his relationship with him. It's beautiful to see since Tan is literally left with only Poor. And for the last segment of this video, I wanted to talk about the business side of DBL. As you guys probably know, I have a couple of videos that talk about the business side of BLs and how it's not only what we see on our screens, but it goes deeper than that. And we know that there's always a business side to things. We are all aware that BLs usually take place in school and mostly in college, and that they are really repetitive and monotone most of the time, and that doesn't mean that they are boring. So with Manner of Death, I feel like whoever came up with this show knows how to deal with business. That person knows that most of the BLs are with engineers and doctors in college, so they made a very, very smart move to make this show stand out. Because guess what? Not only that this is a BL, but it also has a whole storyline of a murder. What's really important is that Manner of Death does not have competition. Manner of Death is a whole new type of BL. So guess what? If the other BLs are in constant competition of what couple is the best, and they compete in their own playground with the rest of the BLs that have doctors and engineers in college, Manner of Death is not that type of BL. And even if they get ranked or something, they'll still stand out because you will know that this show is different. It's not about college and the school type of BL. And ladies and gentlemen, standing out from a business perspective is very important. Imagine this as selling products and you'll get what I'm talking about. Another thing is I want to mention is that everyone on the team worked really hard to get this done. The acting was phenomenal. I have seen no shade. It's just astonishing and I loved it. And that really adds up to the quality. So yeah, just a lot of respect for everyone who is in the Matter of Death team. So yeah guys, that was all for the video. Thank you so much. If you watched it till the end, I'm so grateful for you guys. Make sure to check out Chosen for Pleasure, the current chapter that is out. Make sure to check out Why Can't He Be Mine. It's on Wattpad, on BLT1. Make sure to follow me on IG, which is BLT1. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you want to, maybe share it with. And also, if you want more stuff from me, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a great day/night, and I'll see you in the next one.